Good day, I am Manager Borja from BSIT 2103, and for today's video we are going to summarize the chapter 2. So let's start. Chapter 2 Summary. Operating Systems. All network equipment dependent on operating systems. The operating system on home routers is usually called firmware. Cisco IOS is the collection of network operating system used in Cisco devices. As you have seen, we have the two switches here connected to the first switch is connected to PC1 and the second switch is connected to PC2. Purpose of OS. PC operating system in Windows 8 and OS X perform technical functions that enable use of a mouse, view output, enter text. Switch or router iOS provides two options to configured interfaces, enable routing and switching functions. All networking devices come with a default iOS. Possible to upgrade the iOS version of feature set. In this course, primary focus on Cisco iOS release 15.x. Location of the Cisco iOS. Cisco iOS is stored in flash, non-volatile storage, not lost when power is lost, can be changed or overwritten as needed, can be used to store multiple versions of iOS. iOS copied from flash to volatile RAM. Quantity of flash and RAM memory determines iOS that can be used. iOS functions. These are the major functions performed or enabled by Cisco routers and switches. This figure is the iOS functions. We have security, routing, QoS, addressing, managing resources and interface, Network operating system for Cisco networking devices. Console access method. Most common method to access the CLI is the console, telnet or SSH and AUX port. Console access method or CAM. The first one is console port. Device is accessible even if no networking service have been configured or out of band. Need a special console cable. Allows configuration commands to be entered. Should be configured with password to prevent unauthorized access. Device should be located in a secure room so console port cannot be easily accessed. Telnet, SSH, and AUX access methods. The first one is Telnet. Telnet is the method for remotely accessing the CLI over a network. It requires active networking services and one active interface that is configured. Secure Shell or SSH is the remote login similar to Telnet but utilizes more security. Stronger password authentication, uses encryption when transporting data. The last one is the AUX port. It is the out-of-band connection, uses telephone line and can be used like console port. Hotkeys and shortcuts. Tab. It completes the reminder of a partially typed command or keyword. Control R. Redisplay a line. Control A. It moves to the beginning of the line. Control Z. Exits the configuration mode and return to your user exec. Down arrow allows the user to scroll forward through former commands. Up arrow allows the user to scroll backward through former commands. Control Shift 6 is It allows the user to interrupt an iOS process such as ping or trace route rather. Controls exits the current configuration or abort the current command. Securing device access. These are devices access passwords. The first one is enable password. Limits access to the privilege exec mode. Enable secret encrypted. Limits access to the privilege exec mode. Console password. It limits device access using the console connection. The last one is the BTI password. It limits device access over telnet. Interfaces and ports. Network communication depend on end-user device interfaces. Network device interfaces and the cables that connect them. Types of network media include twisted pair, copper cables, fiber optic cables, coaxial cables, or wireless. Different types of network media have different features and benefits. Ethernet is the most common local area network or LAN technology. Ethernet ports are found on end-user devices, switch devices, and other networking devices. Cisco IOS switches have basically ports for devices to connect to, but also have one or more switch virtual interfaces. SBI provides a means to remotely manage a switch over a network. Configuring a switch virtual interface. IP address. It, together with subnet mask, uniquely identifies end device on internet network. Subnet mask determines which part of a larger network is used by an IP address. Interface VLAN 1, available in interface configuration mode. IP address 192.168.10.2 255.255.2.5.0 configures the IP address and subnet mask for the switch. No shutdown administratively enables the interface. Switch still needs to have physical ports configured and BTY radar lines to enable remote management. Chapter 2 Summary. The Cisco IOS. The technician can enter commands to configure or program the device to perform various network functions. Services are generally accessed using a command line interface or CLI, which is accessed by either the console port, the AUX port, or through telnet or SSH. Once connected to the CLI, network technicians can make configuration changes to Cisco IOS devices. Cisco IOS is designed as a modal operating system, which means a network technician must navigate through various hierarchical modes of the IOS. Cisco IOS routers and switches support a similar modal operating system, support similar command structures, and support many of the same commands. In addition, both devices have identical initial configuration step when implementing them in a network. In addition, Cisco IOS is a term that encompasses a number of different operating systems which run on various networking devices. The technician can enter commands to configure or program the device to perform various networking functions. Cisco IOS routers and switches perform functions that network professionals depend upon to make their network operate as expected. The service provided by the Cisco IOS are accessed using a command line interface or CLI, which is accessed by either the console port, the AUX port, or through SSH or telnet. After connected to the CLI, network technicians can make configurations changes to Cisco IOS device. CoIOS is designed as a model operating system, which means a network technician must navigate through various hierarchical modes of the iOS. Each mode supports different iOS commands. Cisco iOS routers and switches support a similar modal operating system, support similar command structure, and support many of the same commands. In addition, both devices have identical initial configuration step when implementing them in a network. This chapter introduced the Cisco iOS. It detailed the various modes of the Cisco iOS and examined the basic command structure that is used to configure it. It will also walk through the initial setting of a Cisco iOS switch device, including setting a name, limiting access to the device configuration, configuring banner messages, and saving the configuration.